Hi everybody, this is Ed Bowen, Safety Director of Berglund Construction. For this week's Toolbox Talk, we're going to talk about Caisson safety. A lot of different things going on with caissons. We have a lot of moving equipment. We have cranes. We've got trucks coming in around, uneven ground, fall issues, rigging, a bunch of different stuff. I'm going to turn this camera around so you can see the operations that are going on and how congested and how quick moving this job is. Right in front of us here we have a drill rig. We have a drill rig right here. Basically he's going to drill down a little bit so he can put one of these steel casings in. But you see just the dirt on that auger alone is probably about 2,000 pounds. He's going to turn that, he's going to spin that off, and you got to be out of the way of that so you cannot be struck by that dirt at any time. These guys around this operation, they call these guys mudders. Okay, these guys are part of that operation. They're aware of the hazards. You got to be careful. Now that's a little bit of loose dirt, so that's not bad. If this ever gets a little muddy, that stuff is very heavy, so you do have to be aware of that. So you guys see how busy this site is here with these caissons. You know, we do, like I said, we've got the crane going on. Heavy steel, heavy rigging, a lot of moving parts, right? So all these guys are part of this operation, have to know what's going on at all times. The one thing that I do like about what they're doing out here is they're protecting all the swing radiuses of all the equipment. You see that this link belt crane, you know, they've got swing radius protection on the back. And then on the other side, back here, you can see that they're protecting the back of this drill rig as well, so nobody can walk behind while that is swinging. Alright, so we also got a bulldozer out here, guys. This bulldozer supports all these operations. I mean, he's moving dirt. He moves these caissons, or excuse me, these caissons over in a plate where they can be installed. He's constantly moving stuff. Once they pull these casings out, he's got to bring new dirt in to fill. So this guy's probably the busiest guy on the site. That bulldozer. Need to have your high visibility at all times. I mean, he's got cameras inside his machine, things like that. But at the same time, you have to be aware of where that's at all times. The backup alarm is key. Now, one of the main things, you know, that we always ask the caisson contractors to do is to keep these steel casings up at least 42 inches for fall protection purposes. Sometimes these do get buried a little bit lower than 42 inches. If that is the case, you know, we'll have them erect a guardrail or something like that, a cattle rail around the casing, so there is no fall protection issues. Anybody that would have to go inside of that guardrail would actually have to be tied off. Now, it doesn't look like we're going to have any issues out here with that, but if they were, sometimes the contractors bring out a big dead man that they'll set off to the side and tie off to that dead man, or using a piece of equipment that they can tie off to. Now you do see, because of all the traffic, things like that, there is a lot of uneven ground around here. Now that bulldozer will go around and kind of smooth this out a little bit as this truck gets away, but it's just one of the things that you got to be aware of. Watch where you're stepping. It's muddy, it's slick. We're about to get some snow here, so a lot of this stuff's going to be hidden. So we're going to try to make sure that bulldozer does flatten this out before the snow hits. So here we have a caisson that was recently poured. The top of the caisson is roughly 4 or 5 feet below grade. Once this is cured, they're going to pull these two steel casings, and then they're going to actually fill the rest of it with this sandy grout type material. This way, because we will have to locate the top of the caisson again, and once the operator, the excavator, sees the different colored soils, they'll know that that's the top of the caisson, and they'll be careful so they don't damage the top of this steel. So we also have the iron workers out here. The iron workers do build these cages that are going inside these casings for the caissons. Okay, got to be qualified riggers to do this, got to be qualified sigelmen to work with the crane. But one of the things that these iron workers are doing, they got a nice workstation set up over here to build these cages. We got to make sure they have a nice flat ground because they are working there all the time. Okay, nobody's around them, no one's bothering them, and they got plenty of room. to do what they're doing. So it's got to be a good operation for these iron workers in order to get this stuff done as well. One of the last things I wanted to talk about in regards to caisson safety is that we do leave these casings in overnight so the concrete can cure. What that does is basically it leaves an open hole. So the caisson contractor does secure these so nobody could fall in if there was ever a security break-in or anything like that. They've actually made their own little fence panels here that they'll put on top of these casings, and they'll 9-wire them. Make it very difficult for someone to enter that. So this is pretty much our caisson operations. As you can see, very busy, a lot of moving equipment, a lot of people. Need to be aware where you're at all times. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys have a safe day and a safe week. Thank you.